Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. Spring is here, and we're going to give some great seller tips if your home's on the market to get ready for spring and the buying season. Also, Dale from the Buyer Agency Department is going to be on today's show, and he's going to give us some tips on short sale. If you're a homeowner and you're upside down with the loan price of the home, the loan value of the home, and the price of the property, then you definitely want to stay tuned for these new guidelines. We'll be right back. Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. I've got Dale from our Buyer Agency Department on the show today. Welcome back to the show, Dale.
Good to be here, Stephen.
You always are providing us great information on the market and giving our viewers some tips on things going on. And today, the first part of the show, we're going to talk about short sales. And let's, I guess, probably start off by telling folks what a short sale is.
Sure. A lot of people have kind of a misconception of a short sale just because of the name. They think short sale means short process, but as we have learned, that's certainly not the case.
No.
In today's market, there's basically three types of sales going on. You've got your normal resale where the seller is selling to a buyer. You have a foreclosure where you have the bank is owning the property now and they are selling to the buyer. And then in a short sale situation, there's the unfortunate situation that the seller has to sell their home for some reason. They've lost a job or a divorce situation or something unfortunate. But they don't have enough money to close the home because the home is now worth less than what they purchased it for.
And what they owe.
And what they owe. So now that creates the short situation, meaning they can't bring enough money to close it, so they're short of the amount owed on it.
Absolutely. And you also kind of call them pre-foreclosure. You're asking the bank to take less payoff,
right,
to make the deal work. And the reason a homeowner would want to do this is that, especially in the state of South Carolina, is that it doesn't ding their credit as bad as a foreclosure.
That's right.
They're saying it's hurting their credit for 2 years instead of 7. And with these new programs out there, which we're about to talk about, the rest of the debt is forgiven. And with a foreclosure, that's not always the situation either.
Exactly. So what's come about now is the new HAFA program. HAFA stands for Home Affordable Foreclosure Alternatives. And these are some guidelines that are being put forth. It's going to take effect on April 5th. So we're right at the time it's going to start. These guidelines are going to make these short sales flow a lot easier. The biggest problem with the short sale so far has been that there's been no real guidelines, no regulations, no set form or system to make these things happen quickly and make them work for the buyers. So sometimes they can take as long as 4 to 6 months to get completed. But with the new HAFA program, some of the things that it's going to allow it to do, there's going to be set guidelines in place with time frames and deadlines for certain things to be met, which will certainly help us with the process. It will also allow the borrower to be released of any overage debt that they are not bringing to the table for closing. So that's going to make it even better for the borrower in that situation. So overall, that's going to take effect April 5th. Like I said, it will help short sales, and everybody wins with a short sale over a foreclosure.
Absolutely. And the challenge, as Dale mentioned, that we've had is all banks were treating short sales differently. The government had not gotten involved in giving anybody any guidelines to follow. So this is really good news for us. And just to note, this is for people's primary residence only.
That's correct.
It has to be on a loan done before January 1 of 2009. So you probably purchased your home before January 1, 2009. The loan amount has to be under $729,000, and most loans around here are. And the monthly debt that you're paying now to that loan has to be 31% or more of your current income for you to qualify for this. And this is a part of the new guidelines. And the good news is, if you're a seller and you need to short sale, or if you're a buyer wanting to buy a property that's under short sale, is we are on top of it and fully understanding this process. It's very complicated. There's also a website you can go and read, and let's tell folks the website.
You want to go to makinghomeaffordable.com, and you'll have access to all the information there that you might need, all the guidelines, what you need to do. It's all right there for you.
Absolutely. And once you look at that, just give us a call here at the Stephen Cooley team. We'll be right back. We've got some seller tips for spring, and we're going to get Dale's buyer perspective on those. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to the show, and as you know, I'm talking with Dale. He's one of the buyer's agents here on the Stephen Cooley team, and we've just talked about short sales. really excited about those government regulations that are getting involved in that and making those more mainstream. Spring is here, and Dale works with buyers on our team and has a great perspective when he walks in a home with buyers. And so I've come up with just a few tips if you're thinking about selling your home, if your home's currently on the market, things you need to do to get the house ready. And we'll see what Dale thinks about these from the buyer's perspective. But my first recommendation is to remove winter. Spring is here, and it's time to look like spring at the home. So the dark colors, the dark bedspread, get off the bed, wake the house up, plant flowers, and just, if you normally wait another month or so to take the covers off the deck furniture and blow off the leaves, do it early if your home's on the market.
Absolutely.
Make the home look like spring a little bit before spring gets here. You can clean, and you should change the air filters too. It's definitely a sign that you're not maintaining the home if the buyer's walking through the house and looks up into the return and sees an air filter that's a year and a half old and clogged.
Yep, dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway that you haven't cleaned the house. Same way with windows and light fixtures and ceiling fans. You look up, you see a ceiling fan with dust hanging off of it, but the house is spotless. Dead giveaway that the house wasn't clean 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And all those things seem like small things, but when a buyer's looking at those, they see them as a symptom of possibly larger things, that somebody's not taking care of bigger things in the home.
Absolutely. Everybody gathers at the front door when you show a property. You're opening the lockbox. Everybody's standing at that stoop. So make that front door shine. Let's get something blooming right there at the front door. That's probably the stillest those people will be the whole time they're in that home.
Absolutely.
So make that front door pop right there at the threshold. And go out to the street and take all decision makers with you and just stand at the street and look at the curb appeal of the home. Because a lot can be done with trimming back bushes, waking up the house, cleaning out gutters, greening up a yard, and just sometimes those little things.
Anything that you can do to make that house pop and stand out from the competition is really going to help you sell your property.
First trip out to the home, they're there only about 15 or 20 minutes, and they're determining if you're the home they're going to come back to make a decision in the final 3. So you definitely want to do these items and get ready for spring. Dale, thanks for being on today's show. We've got beautiful homes for selling your area. Please stay tuned for those.